Hey there, welcome back. Alright, so we have 6 days for the archer to finish, but that's really just cosmetic work. I believe I didn't sell one of my mechs because we're back in the green. We are waiting for the next campaign mission, but there's plenty to do. We can do... This one's an easier one against a well-deserved opponent. We could once again go for the money. Now, we don't always have to be so extreme, right? I'm only making 88,000 bucks, and as you'll know, with the types of mechs we currently have, I may do over 100,000 in repairs. I could still, get 300 grand, and I'm still keeping 3 pieces, and the randos are just dropping by 3. I'm starting to reach a point where if I get to keep 5 pieces, I want to go all in. But since I only get to keep 3, I mean, it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, since I only get to pick 3, it doesn't make sense to go all the way up to the 15. And that's dropping it down to 2. We are starting to get some decent stuff, though. And I'm going to go back to 3, and we'll settle there as like a compromise. I definitely don't care about reputation on either side. And yeah, off we go. And I do need to maybe start letting the backups do some of these easier missions. But since we have some brand new mechs, I still want to get a good feel for them, especially before I decide to sell that archer.
Command interface initiated. Enemy detected.
Location confirmed.
Got it.
Waiting for orders.
Not going to be able to engage either of them. This Annihilator has been quite good. So we got a crab in the back. We have a 45% with this guy.
Engaging target. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Commander. Target confirmed. I'm showing minor damage.
Receiving you.
That should finish him off.
On it.
The fact that the PPC is now hitting him for 50 damage,
Target
that is
neutralized.
glorious.
Good to go.
Because each rocket does 4, right? And, I'm doing well over 50 damage when you add up all the rockets, but the fact that I'm doing 50 and then... I mean, it did make him a lot more deadly. I do like the upgrade, even though I miss some of what the archer did for us.
Confirmed. I think I hit it.
Right, so we just hit inspired.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Damage is light.
Well, the assassin just moved close enough that Behemoth has her target.
Ready for orders. I copy.
Oh, a complete whiff. What kind of nonsense is that?
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Roger. Targeting for physical attack. Tango down. Commander. On it.
Yeah, obliteration is what that is.
Critical hit.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech destroyed.
Crabs are still easy.
Warning. Enemy sensor lock detected. Warning. Enemy in rear arc.
Orders.
Yeah, this wouldn't even be happening if I didn't miss last time.
John, for physical attack.
I mean, look at that. One hit is all it took to take that thing down. Yeah, Annihilator's taking some hits. The Annihilator looks like Godzilla.
Ready for orders. Affirmative. I copy. Reporting critical hit. What do you need? Move into position. Ladder rip. Reporting critical hit.
Hmm.
Engaging target.
I've been sensor locked. Reporting light damage.
Standing by. Heading out. Locking on target.
Commander? Mech destroyed. Waiting for orders. Location confirmed. Locking all weapon systems.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech critical damage detected.
Reporting minimal death.
It's nice to get Decker to go early because he's ready to get knocked over. And this should finish the job. Oh my gosh, I killed him. That's even better. Because that's the only guy who hasn't gone yet this round.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, I can't punch someone.
Acknowledged. Firing all weapons.
That was perfect.
One less target.
Orders. Confirm. Affirmative.
Yeah, that guy was toast as soon as someone tried to focus on him.
Something good.
Enemy mech destroyed. Mission successful.
Alright, we got some decent money. It was increased by 20%, so that's good. No major damage. Nothing important there. So we're just going to grab the biggest and the brightest. And we got lucky and got a few more. There we go. Our campaign is up.
Is cleared for fighting.
So yeah, those catapults can have 4 launcher spots. I mean, it is pretty impressive. However, you can see 2 of them are in the arm. 2 of them, those are those ears that I always shoot off, right? So, this one's holding the 2 LRM-20s, and look at how low the ammo or the armor has to be able to do that. So I could like put a LRM-10 here and here, but then it's even worse. I know it's just a 65-ton mech. The Archer's better, but like this is one of those ones that early in the game, if you were to get this one, it's not a bad deal. And like we can put an LRM-10, and now it's 5 overweight. You see, so like even the 10s are too heavy. Like I skipped the 15, I went down to the 10s. You can maybe do some 5s. And you might say, okay, well maybe you could get a 10 in there, but when you're shooting 4 LRMs like this, you got to add more ammo. So I got to at least get 1 more ammo or get the armor back up, right? So it's a good mech because it really can fire those rockets like you want. And you could argue that the armor should be low, and you would just keep it back. Don't ever let him get into the shooting range of anybody. Just always keep him far back, because with the LRMs he can shoot far away anyways. So you can make this work. And I mean, we're well past that with this particular playthrough, but if I would have gotten this guy earlier, he definitely would have been a decent acquisition. Obviously you don't want to spend millions for him, but if you get him this way, like the natural way, it's not so bad. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and sell him, and look at that. That sells for great money. And then, as far as buying goes, I want to check out the ammo. I want some Gauss ammo if they have any. And they don't. So, okay. As far as contracts, we have 2 of the harder ones, and then, or we could just keep progressing the campaign. Let's just take a quick look. That one's doable. It's only going to have a 319. We have to destroy a convoy with this one. So this is going to be trucks. And this one also destroy a convoy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing these two missions. Like, we can grind a little bit because our money got low. And, like, one of the things I know I need to do, right, is we got to keep these things going. This, a big $2 million med bay, another $2 million there. That's going to take up a lot of our stuff, but the least I can do is get the 450 going.
Sure thing. It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
If I did do the contract, this one is a 17-day trip. I mean, the payouts for the campaign missions are always good. Never a problem. That one's a fantastic payout. That goes to Mector. Ooh. See, now that one, I know I'm gonna want to keep some mech parts. Even though that money is looking fantastic. So this is, we're gonna have somebody running around. We have to escort her in our ancestral griffin. And what's even worse is I bet she takes one of our 4 slots. Which is probably why this one pays so well. So the travel contract takes us here where the black market is. Priority mission also takes us to a black market. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to split the... Rather than doing these two, which will pay a decent amount, let's do show the flag. That'll get us closer to our objective. We can still do our objective later. So now here's the big question. Do I go for the cool 1.7? I think I'm going to split the mid difference. I'm going to get $1 million or close to it. And still get to keep some stuff.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
And I am nervous. I think we're going to have to get rid of one of our mechs. I don't know which one that would be. I mean, you could argue we should probably keep the dragon out.
Job's done, Commander.
Okay, so before we go, we're going to look at the black market again. There it is. There's the Banshee part. There's even 3 of them, in fact. Oh my gosh, I can do it. Now that costs $1 million, but that would get me what I need to upgrade my dragon. Now, why is this important? It's important because the 4 hard points. So when you go to punch, I'm going to have 4 of these engaging. Right now I have 2 MGs. I can turn that into 4 MGs, right? It's just that much more damage. I do think the movement does drop by 1, which is a bit of a problem. But the Banshee is an excellent one. And at 95 tons, it's a good upgrade from the 60-ton Dragon that, as you have seen in many situations, has taken a beating. And yeah, we got... This one might be the next upgrade for the rockets, because we can put 4 on that bad boy. Let's go to the weapons. Oh, here's a new one. Tag. So it's equivalent to the Narcs, except this makes energy and ballistic do extra damage. So right now with we got an energy mech and a ballistic mech. If you tag them, you're getting plus 20% damage for both, which is fantastic. And you can put this on anybody. Like our energy mech can use this as one of his energy weapons, which you probably don't want to do, but we could put it on our missile mech, right? Because he has room for for one of these. The heat generation is only 5. So he puts one of these on and he just tags people as he shoots his rockets at them, and then we can, mow them down. That's an excellent item. And then right here, remember we had the snub PPCs? This one, minus 10 heat, which is fantastic. And that one, plus 10 damage. So it was 15 damage times 5, and this is 25 damage times 5. That's actually... that might make me reconsider. Like, I may want to replace my large laser with that. That's 125 damage from a snub PPC. It does take 6 spots, but that's really good. There you have a missile, 3 accuracy. I think we already have one of those. So, I mean, there's some pretty cool options here. So I think what I want to do, though, is let's launch a contract and then see how much money we get, and then assess from there. Yep, they're taking up one. So they took out our Warhammer. I think I'm going to take out the Dragon and the Behemoth. So 944 is going to be good. I'm going to spend all of that if I buy the things that I just got googly-eyed over.
Command interface initiated.
And even if I'm not going to use it, I think I'm going to buy that tag. Just because, I mean, you've been watching hours and hours of this. We haven't seen a tag weapon the whole game.
Fights over a place like this.
Alright, so the VP can do some damage, but she's gonna suck. And yeah, they got somebody in front of us, but I guarantee you we're gonna get ambushed by yet another one. So I'm gonna have her go up the side.
Moving to position.
All of us will. And I don't know if we're gonna get stuck.
On my way.
Can we keep going or not? Oh, here we go. We can keep going.
Confirmed.
Affirmative.
So we're going right up the edge of the map right now.
Got a sensor trace.
Got it.
Heading out.
Holding for the right opportunity. Waiting for the right move.
Okay, so none of them have been... Like,
Yep.
if I charge her out, they're gonna be able to beat her to death. But
Got it.
let's do it. So the flea, of course, low percentages.
Confirmed.
Not super exciting there. The next one is Decker. So now that I got them in my sights, I can shoot some rockets at them.
Roger.
course, we have a long-range weapon.
Engaging target. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Yep. Coordinates received. Firing. All weapons. That's a kill.
Yeah, so another one's coming. Not surprised. So far, the mechs we're destroying aren't even worth selling.
What do you need? Let's move. Putting my weight into it.
The best way to handle those fleas is always to just melee them. Of course.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Aye, aye. Copy that.
Good to go.
Huh.
Engaging. Hostile eliminated.
So we get a bonus for extra kills.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Right, I need to get inside the bubble. That's the first priority.
Copy that. Take this.
And yeah, I can't go over this mountain here. I can go around.
Engaging target.
Victor's pretty nice little mech.
Receiving you.
So now the question becomes, do I split my forces? I don't really want to.
Roger. Target's taking a critical hit.
Orders? Confirmed. We can salvage that.
They got a sensor lock on me. Yeah?
This is opening me up to a lot of damage. That guy just shot an AC-20.
Roger. Here we go.
That's not good.
What do you need? Roger that.
Yes, Commander. Affirmative.
There we go.
That hit something good. They've got a sensor lock on me.
All of his weapons are gone.
Ready for orders.
I just went for the highest percentage there. Yeah, we keep getting blasted.
Commander. Confirmed. All weapons are gone. Do they think they can hurt me?
Warning. Enemy sensor lock detected.
The last primary target is down.
Aye, aye. Orders.
So we got the rifleman.
Engaging target.
They've got a lock on me.
Yep.
I don't know how much I want to get her out and shot.
Okay, I'm on it. How'd that taste?
Light damage. Holding firm. On my way. Blocking. Target neutralized.
Ay, ay, ay.
Orders?
There we go. Another one down.
Mech destroyed.
They're going after her, aren't they?
My armor's melting off.
All limits committed.
I'm here.
That's what we want to see. She took out 2 of them now.
Hostile removed.
And that guy's already gone, so
Waiting for orders.
everything we do from here is
Location confirmed.
icing on the cake.
Targeting for an alpha strategy. Nice. That fast is up.
Standing by. Location confirmed. Solid connection on that one.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
It's funny seeing them
Aye, aye.
walk around without any arms. It does remind me of that Army dodgeball we played as kids. I know I mentioned that in an earlier video.
Standing by. Move into position.
His evasion was way too high. Now it's not.
Good to go.
Yeah, and this guy's as good as toast. Oh, I'm gonna overheat. Well, if that's the case. There we go.
Tango down.
Mission successful.
There's no bonus. Come on. That guy lied. Alright, we get to keep 2. The victor is clearly the biggest prize. The Yager mech is also good. I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. There we go. We got a Thunderbolt and a Centurion, so we got ourselves some mechs, which will be good because we're gonna need them to buy our black market stuff.
That mech is ready to fight. That mech you wanted is back online.
Good to go.
And we don't even have enough.
Orders.
Oh, he's maxed out.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Good to go.
Good to go. Ready for orders.
Mech warrior training complete. Training complete.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to move him. Nothing wrong with this guy. Just we're well past his usefulness. And that one served us well. I could sell this too. I mean, that's where I'm at. I don't think I need to yet. I get 430 for that one. 604 for that one. Can even get another million for that one. But there are... I do want the tag. There's a bit of a price on that one.
New weapon systems available.
The snub PVC that does the extra damage.
New weapon systems available.
Ooh, I can get more than one. Oh. So I could stop using the Coil L, which does 35 damage. The Coil L does have a really long range attack, and it's been pretty brutal. Like, it does do good damage. Like, that's a nice one too. Man, that's going to be expensive. I'll buy it.
New weapon systems available.
I don't think I need any of those. And then, yeah, a full one is 12 mil.
New equipment available.
Alright, this is where it gets interesting. So the Annihilator. I can put the tag right there. Only costs £1. Whoop. So I can reduce my armor by £1, which barely moved anything, and just leave everything the way it is. Or I could get rid of an ammo. But what that does, it does add 5 more heat. And here's the other deal. When I'm shooting only one weapon so I can avoid their entrenchment and all that stuff, this tag will count as a weapon, so you have to shut that off. But that will make energy and ballistic damage be extra. The problem I have is it's going to make the ballistic damage do extra, but not my ballistic damage. So what I mean by that is I'm going to shoot all my stuff, hit the guy, put the tag on him, and I'm not going to get my bonuses until I shoot him again, which there's a chance he might be dead by the time it comes back to me. So let's just cancel this real quick. And maybe do this one. I think this guy had a lot of extra room on him. And if I come over here and get a tag, see, I can put that on him. And I know we got a lot of ammo. I even have some heat sinks, I guess. I can lower the ammo a little bit. I think I'll be okay. So now, I shoot with this guy, I tag him, and then my ballistic and my other stuff can do extra damage. I understand that this will also do extra damage, but that's a small price. Alright, so we got that going for 2 days. The Dragon. We have all kinds of goodies. I'm going to strip all the equipment.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
And then we want to also refit this guy. And what we were talking about doing was putting... See, like this guy here is 35 damage per chevron. Because the movement points are so slow, and it also generates 70 heat. The movement points are so slow in this guy that I mean, I do 35 minimum, and I am happy with it. It does hit for a good punch. This here, you can see, is hitting for 50 damage, generates 18 heat. So what I'd be doing is I'd be removing this. So if I go to the energy, we got these snub PPCs, right? 25 times 5. And it generates 35 heat. This thing generates 70 heat all by himself. Oh, and look at that. So I can get rid of the coil L and put a snub and a snub. I'm 8 pounds overweight. I do like this. But then, what I can also do is take off the large laser. That puts me to 3 over. Put on a medium laser, just for damage sake. So with my Alpha Strike, I'm generating 80 heat. But then I gotta make up 4 pounds. My legs are already in poor shape. So are my arms. So if I do this, look how horrible that gets. So what that tells me is I can't do 2 snub BPCs. Although, it is glorious. And if I want to make up 4 pounds, I could get rid of like all these medium lasers, right? So I'm going to just get rid of one of the snubs. And then maybe we can... I do have room for one more. I want to put one more on. I'm 5 over. Oh man. Yeah, that large laser is just too much. 5 tons. The snub is 6 tons. So then we just... The coil is only 4 tons. Oh, I see what's going on here. Hold on. Look at that. We got the snub PPC back. We got rid of the large laser. Added another medium laser. Those are what, 1 pound each? Or 1 ton? Our armor is low. At least as far as a Warhammer is concerned. I mean, we got exposure everywhere. But with the 20% energy, I mean, this is a pretty formidable dude.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Alright, now we get to our Banshee. Strip all the equipment. So this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to max out the armor, and there's only room for 15. That's the first problem. Right here, 60 melee damage, 40 melee damage, and then if I had room, I could even put the 20 on. I don't, but 2 melee hit gyro, right? So we had all that on. Actually, we're doing great. We're doing great. So now we go to the weapons and we're just going to do hardpoint. Flamer is not going to work. The flavor strategy is not something we've tried this game, but you want to use a light mech for the flamer. Because you want to get in, flame, you know, make them overheat, and then get out. The big thing is we have like this small laser that does plus 10 damage. It is going to generate heat, but I sink 30 heat right now. So I can put these lasers on, for example, at 60 damage, right? And we're still doing great as far as heat management goes. I can keep going. The damage is 20, but we have these MG++. That adds a plus 5 shots. That's a 50% crit. Let's take off the crit. Let's do the plus 5 shots one. So it weighs a half ton less, and it adds extra shots. So now our firepower is max 120 damage. And I believe we used up all 4 hard points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's just a matter of adding some ammo. 1, 2, 3. And the thing is I have room for a ton of ammo because of my tonnage. So now the question becomes is, do I really want those small lasers? The extra 10 damage is good, but I have so much MG ammo. Right? I have You know, or do I add a, like, some kind of medium laser or something? Well, you know what I did? I had a SRM. Like for example, when I couldn't go up and do melee, I was able to do something else. So let me think about this. So if I move these over, like this is way more MG ammo than we ever needed. I could do one of those and one of those. This one's not an option. Alright, so if I did a... I mean, I could even do the large laser. I mean, I had some decent room. I could do a snub PPC. A little too heavy. Yeah, I did. I lost the ability to shoot some SRMs. But I could also do... How much do those bad boys weigh? 13 tons. Yeah, can't do that either. So, this is an upgrade. Don't get me wrong. But what I just sacrificed, though, is I don't have a lot of shooting ability. So if I can't get to my target, I hardly have any ability to hit them. Whereas in the past, I had 2 medium lasers and a SRM. So I was at least able to hit, you know, for a little bit of damage, even if I couldn't get to them. I could get rid of some of this ammo, because it is heavy, 1 ton each. And then I know I was getting like googly-eyed about this stuff, but I mean, an AC5, it's still pretty heavy. An AC2, yeah, those are all heavy. Yeah, 6 tons for that. I'm better off putting a snub PPC in. Let's see if I can still pull that off. Because I paid for this thing, because I like it so much. I have to get rid of 5 pounds. But I think I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? If I switch these to lasers, I could get rid of all the MG ammo. I don't need MG ammo at all. This, I think, is worth it. So I could theoretically... Now these are half ton less. So both of these are paying for one of those. But if I got rid of all these, I could put 2 more small lasers. Right here. 20 damage each. But look, my firepower just went up big time because of that snub PPC. I like this. Then I just hit this and I got a little bit of lower armor. And there you have it. The Banshee.
I'll let you know when that's done.
Now that makes this one sellable. That dragon served us well. So we got a lot of days work in a financial report, 3 million. But here, like, there was no other stuff I could do anyways. Look at that one, pays $1 million. Oof. But so does this one. So we're gonna go ahead and
By your command.
travel to our next objective. So Medusa had a dumb idea.
That work order's complete, boss. Top-notch work, if I may say so.
Alright. I'm gonna wait before I do another engineering, because as we pointed out, they're all 2 million each. So Alright, so we got there. I need 5 days. 3 million. We're gonna have a financial report in 3 days. There is a black market here, which is crazy. In fact, it's only a black market that we can shop at here. So let's look at the weapons first. Oh, look at that. Extended range PPC plus. So this is super long range PPC. That's actually really nice. I don't have room for or the 4 million. This is not as nice. Right there, really nice. Oh my gosh, that's super nice. Small laser, 44 grand.
New weapon systems available.
No Gauss ammo. That's another great, because they are cumulative. The more you add, they're 4 pounds each, but they do cause us to generate less heat. And not as interesting anymore, but it's like this is the Banshee, the other Banshee. Okay, so yeah, we're down to 2 million. I definitely don't. Yeah, let's just.
Ready to go over financials whenever.
538.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
Right, this does not require any more traveling. And the only reason I say that is because I can go here.
All right, I'll get the team on it right away.
That takes almost all of our money. And there we have it. Look at our tonnage. Woo-wee. We got maximum tonnage. Prevent this directorate from sabotaging the silos. Secure silos.
Command interface initiated.
Capture at least one of the silos. Do them one at a time. And yeah, we definitely want to hit all 3.
Silo is your primary objective. We can always use more. The restoration will pay an additional bounty for each silo you capture beyond the first.
Yeah, we need the money
Good
bad.
hunting, Commander.
We keep blowing our money on the black market, which I warned would happen. Alright, so we gotta do these one at a time. First one's here. I don't know how to necessarily get there. Like, can we walk through this mess and get there? Or do I have to go this way?
Location confirmed.
I think I'm just going to go this way, and we'll take this one on first. Looks like there's a nice little road here.
Confirmed. On my way.
Enemy detected.
Roger.
You're getting close, Commander. Be careful with your positioning. If they pick up a visual on you, they'll go on high alert, sensors or no sensors.
I mean, that's what I'm supposed to do, right?
Ready for orders.
Orders?
Standing by. On it.
Alpha Lance, fall in on my position. I've got eyes on the enemy.
5 rounds. That's a jerk.
Let her rip.
Alright, so we just tried that new snub PPC. It seemed to be okay. I'm gonna run.
Throttle.
What's up, boss? Moving out. Confirmed. One for the scrappy.
Receiving you. On it.
I've been sensor locked.
Light damage, Commander.
Receiving you.
So I can only do the tag, I guess, if I can see them.
Engaging target. Think I hit something good.
Yes, Commander.
Man, I'm gonna overheat already.
Gotcha.
All weapons committed.
Orders.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be able to get to this one, that's why I didn't attack it.
Position confirmed. Aye, aye.
I mean, it's doing damage.
Aye, aye.
Solid connection on that one.
He's been tagged, so it'd be nice to hit him.
Location confirmed.
Oh, you know what?
Target neutralized.
On the move. Full speed.
Engaging target.
Ah, come on.
No damage detected.
They've got a lock on me.
I only have 2 rounds left.
Commander.
So when I finish this, to get to the next one,
Acknowledged.
Good to go. On it.
Waiting for orders. On my way. Engaging.
Engaging physical attack.
Nicely done, Commander. The storage silo is ours. I'm marking an evac zone on your map. Whenever you're ready, you may proceed there for extraction.
Got it.
Coordinates received.
Holding here.
Coordinates received.
Moving to position.
what the heck is that?
Got it.
Position confirmed.
On the move.
On the move.
Roger that.
Okay, there's where the...
Lock and load, Bravo Lance. We've got company.
Okay, we got 4 rounds to destroy 4 mechs.
Yep.
Waiting for orders. Heading out.
So he's tag marked.
Scored a critical hit.
Waiting for orders.
So now Medusa can go in.
Copy that.
And see, this guy's tag marked. So we should do a whole bunch of extra damage.
All weapons are called.
We sort of did. I mean, that guy got crushed.
Backed his armor.
Engaging target.
to be able to shoot all my machine guns.
All weapons, go.
Warning. Detecting mech warrior injuries.
Of course, we get an injury.
Acknowledged.
What's up, boss?
Alright, we can punch either one. Let's punch this guy, because I want to see how good our new mech does. I think that's pretty good.
Heavy damage.
There's number 4.
Not much armor left in that location.
Engaging target. Enemy unit destroyed.
Yeah. On my way. Enemy down.
Commander. Got it. Targeting for physical attack.
Miss.
Miss.
Damage minimal. Good to go. Position confirmed. One less target.
Okay. Then the last one. I don't know what the... Maybe I walk this way around? Looks like you can follow the pipeline here. There might be a way to go through here. I don't know.
Heading out.
Confirmed.
Moving to position.
Move order received.
I copy.
Moving out.
Copy that. Roger.
Weapons hot, Charlie Lance. We've got incoming battle mechs. My position.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
All weapons committed.
That was pretty fun.
Enemy mech destroyed.
What do you need? Coordinates received. Give us everything we've got. That one's gone.
Standing by. Roger.
Commander. On my way. Double time.
Copy that.
Engaging target.
Yeah.
If I can get down in the water, it'll help me with my heat management.
All well. Target's taken a critical hit.
Receiving you. Acknowledged. Firing. We can salvage that.
Waiting for orders.
Where's the last one? Right behind, huh?
Hauling ass.
Aye, aye.
Roger that. Here it comes. Reporting critical hit.
Receiving you. Moving out.
And there we go.
Hostile eliminated.
Mission successful.
That was, as far as campaign missions go, that was one of the easier ones. I mean, 4 mechs is a little overwhelming, but we had so much firepower. So look at that, 2478. It was what, $1.5 million? Increased by 75%. Well done, well done, well done. Took an injury. That's just a morale hit from letting him mess with the electronics. Yeah, we're just going for mechs here. 55. We have 50s. The 2 million was nice though. So yeah, I've been keeping my emotional attachment to these, but as you can see, I got a good 2 million stored up. I don't have any emotional attachment to that one. So we're back to 3 million, and that was after going hog wild in the black market. Our contracts, there's a whole bunch of them. Eventually one will pop in that's going to be related to our mission. And that yawn is an indicator that it is late and I need to go. So thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.